I'm going to teach you how to make an airport lid for making grain spawn jars. Essentially, we'll be setting up to make jars like this with a lid that looks like this. The point is that we can put some kind of grain in a jar and then take a hypodermic syringe that has liquid culture with mycelia in it and inject the needle through this silicone port into the sterilized jar, inoculate it with the mycelia, pull this out, and then we have sterile conditions inside the jar with the exception of the fungal mycelia that we've added to it. So we can have pure fungi growing on grain, and we'll use this grain for many other tasks. But the first step is to make the lid. So you need the lid for a wide mouth mason jar, a hole punch. This is 1/8 inch, but a 1/4 inch would be better. And some polyfill stuffing. You can buy this at the store inexpensively, or you can take apart an old pillow or stuffed animal and it'll probably have polyfill in it. The purpose of the polyfill is to let oxygen and carbon dioxide pass back and forth through the lid while filtering out bacteria, mold spores, and other nasties that could contaminate our jar. You will also need silicone to create the injection port. I use high temp RTV silicone. This tube I think costs $6 or $7 at the hardware store, and I've made a lot of lids with it. I've heard of people using regular silicone caulk also. That might stand up to the heat sterilization process, it might not. But I've had good luck with this stuff, so that's what I recommend. So you'll take your lid and make 2 holes, one for the injection port and one for the gas exchange. You can also make holes in your lid with a drill. That's a little bit more dangerous, of course. If you're going to use a drill instead of a hole punch, you can look for videos of people showing how to secure a lid so that it's safer. Now that we have the 2 holes, I'm going to take a paper clip that's bent into a little hook and take a wad of polyfill, kind of bundle this up. We want to make a neat, tidy little tuft of polyfill. Then I'm going to put my little paper clip hook through the lid, grab onto the polyfill, and then pull it through. You want to pull it through until it's nice and firm so that it's not going to pop out. Okay, so that's coming through. Very good. I need a little bit more. I think I grabbed just a little bit too much, but there, that worked. All right, so we've got this nice little puff here that'll hold it in place. This is a bit unruly on this side, so I would probably take some scissors and trim it down to something more reasonable. Now it's time for the silicone caulk. So you want to fill up the hole and then also have a little bit around it to make sure you get a good seal. I hope that you can see this. And then when you're done, if you kind of swirl around, it helps get a nice clean bead. And I forgot one piece. You also need a couple little squares of paper. This is kind of ugly and that'll be hard to clean. So you take a piece of paper and very gently press it straight down. We want that disc to be to look something like this. So it's maybe 1/8 of an inch thick and smooth. On the other side, you can see there's some silicone coming through, but we need to beef that up a little bit. So I'm going to put on another little amount. It doesn't take too much, but you don't want to skimp and then have a bad seal. Okay, finish it off. And then gently press it flat. There. That's all. I'll set that aside for about 24 hours to let the silicone fully cure. You can use it sooner than that, but it's best to leave it be if you can. After 24 hours, you can take off the paper. I've had the best luck just peeling it back like this, and then that can come off nice and clean. If you just pull straight away from the lid, you can tear the silicone away or leave bits and pieces of paper on it. If you do have paper stuck to the silicone, just take a wet rag and wipe it off and it'll come clean. And there we go. We've got a nice airport lid that we can use for making grain spawn. And I will make a video for that this coming week. See you later.